Bridge, made with the people of Barking and Dagenham.
First of all, you are trying to create something, that bridge, whatever it is, you know, and that you want to convey that bridge.
I think, yes. I mean, I think everyone who is human should have some sort of experience in that, you know, whether you're talking about family relationships or friends or even your neighbours, and of course on a professional level as well.
My persona, how I come across before I open my mouth, is quite different from after I've opened it. So I've learned sometimes I have to initiate the situation. I have to initiate the conversation first and be okay with it.
I'm not sure if I'm okay to share both my experiences, as in the bridge building and bridge burning. Because at one point I found both were equally important.
I'm not really, to be honest, this one I wasn't really sure if I had anything. I haven't got loads of, you know, life experience, and I haven't done what a lot of people have done.
Everyone learning with each other and creating that sort of environment is great, but someone at some point has got to step up and put the first bit of energy in, put the first bit of sacrifice, put the first bit of contribution in, and then you can get that ball, you know, rolling. So, you know, it's all good.
Right. Well, I'm building a bridge. I built a bridge with my sister, my younger sister, because that got damaged because we hadn't really grown up together. I think the relationship between siblings is very strange, because if they haven't grown up together, they don't know each other.
I was a doorman in the hotel. My job is to actually say hello, good morning, good afternoon, and put a smile on your face. So I have to land a joke between us. So I'm building a bridge right there in front of you.
Then my mother died. So when my mother died, I had been spending the evening attending to the adults, because that was what was expected of me. Later on that evening, I went looking for my sisters, and they were in the car. And I thought, what are you doing out here? You should be inside, like I'm inside, talking to the people that have come to Mum's funeral. And my sisters got out the car and said to me, I wish you were dead instead of Mum.
It's one thing saying, oh, can you call this resident and see if they're okay and stuff, but it's another thing actually doing it and understanding that some of the difficult situations some of these people are in, you know, and it is quite heartbreaking, and it is quite tough to hear, and it can be at times quite hard when you go through something yourself to then call someone up and then hear someone else's story as well, if that makes sense.
But I have got something where I'm from a big family and we lost touch, and the only time we seemed to got together was when it was a funeral. And my younger sister, who I was very close with, we didn't talk for 10, 12 years until the last funeral, which was when my mum died, and we made a connection. And we're back in touch, and we're back in each other's lives, us and her 7 boys that she's got. We've missed out a long time. So that's sort of that big building in that way. It was nice.
I've been building my bridges with my family ever since that night. And sometimes it's one step forward, 2 steps back, and sometimes 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. But I'm really happy to see my youngest sister grow into the kind of mother that I believe she wished mum had been.
So I've got a 6 and an 8-year-old, and I was taking them to my local park, which is Valence Park, and you know, we've got a lot of lovely memories there, you know, splashing in puddles and riding bikes for their first time and things like that. But the play area was really run down. So I was just thinking, I really don't want to be someone who just complains about this park. I want to be someone who says, let's do something about it. Let's try and, you know, do something positive to help people.
Again, so my own building bridges experiences, let's say within a family or with other families, as you said, because that's the work I do with other within the community. So we've been, since 2 years ago, I started delivering some sessions in the local library, trying to share that parenting journey, which is challenging at times, and building somehow a supportive network amongst ourselves.
Was sort of some bridge building that I did when I was in year 10. So I was pretty young at the time, probably 15, 16 years old. And with my friends, at our lunch break, what we used to do was we used to get the keys for the gym. We used to go in there, unlock it, and we sort of had some free pass from our teacher that we could go in and use it unsupervised, because there was free weights in there, and we weren't allowed to use them, but our teacher trusted us, so we really enjoyed it. We found out we were really good at it, and we used to tell other friends about it as well. And then it sort of caught on, so then everyone else started coming there. It sort of inspired a lot of people, people from all shapes and sizes, from our year group, younger than us, older than us, to come into the gym and sort of do stuff which we wouldn't do before.
So all in all, I talked to 500 people in the local community about what they wanted at Valence Park, how they wanted it to be transformed. And the idea behind it was that all age groups could come and enjoy and mix together. And it really is a lovely place to be now.
I would like to start on the positive side of it, which is bridge building. I think people from Barking and Dagenham would definitely know my colleague or co-worker. She's from Pakistan basically, and I'm from India. So usually anything to do with Pakistan and India, usually people say, oh, you stay away from Pakistanis. Or they would say, oh, if you're a Pakistani, they would say, stay away from an Indian, because that's how the politicians are created this whole picture. But when I met her, I had nothing in my head. I didn't have hatredness towards her nor anything. I just started working with her as my co-worker. But then the relationship was so beautiful.
Yeah, just a little story I could remember about bridge building. I wouldn't say it was so much bridge building, but I just spoke about the relationship that I have with my neighbour. So I don't have internet at home, and I wanted to use their internet. And I remember when I first asked, she said she just ripped it out of the wall because the service provider, they'd messed up. Then, okay, I've been a good neighbour to her. I allow them to let their daughter park her car in my car park. So when she did get internet, she did let me log on. So, yeah, I guess if you call that a bridge, it's a bridge of neighbourliness.
I didn't really have many connections or friends within the borough. And then I heard about a dance class. And through that dance group, I've made connections with people I'd never have met otherwise. I've met people from different cultures and different backgrounds. And that's been really good in terms of building bridges with other people.
So when I first arrived in the UK as an immigrant, I end up living on the streets, and I found myself in a very dark place, very dangerous, abandoned. However, I understood the need of being part of something, being part of a community, and I wanted to build a place where everyone, just like myself, can feel accepted.
But I want to do something that is empowering women. And actually, I'm kind of on that journey myself. So what I'm really thinking of doing, and I would love to do it, I'm still exploring in my thoughts, what I want to do is about doing an empowering beauty body image project. So it's a way really now of honing down on women who still struggle with their body image or their beauty, and actually just empowering them to actually see beyond the imperfections and see that imperfection actually makes them unique. So that will be my next bridge building project around beauty and body image.
So I did build that type of, so this gallery is that bridge between art in a way, or the art is the bridge between people from different backgrounds that felt or are marginalized by the society because are different.
So I've been writing for about 5 years now, and it all started with the Pen to Print project, which is based in Barking and Dagenham Library, and through them I've been able to build with other authors, famous authors, and I was able to interview Martina Cole. And it was just an amazing experience because from being a stay-at-home mum to having the library as my bridge to connecting with famous people, it was quite a big deal for me and for my confidence and for my writing career, because now I'm a published author.
So when I was in school, there was a group of us who did music and essentially just hung around because of that. Because our main connection was music, it kind of got to a point where that was the only thing that was holding it together at one point. And when other people were then, I guess, more interested in doing other things, or the music wasn't their main focus, you started seeing rift in how like the relationships work.
At one point, I realized that there are certain people you need to hold on to them tightly, but there are certain relationships which you need to let go of it. And the inner peace and strength you get goes beyond words.
Now, there was one particular individual, very talented artist as well, kind of took upon himself to kind of find a different path, not because the music wasn't what they wanted to do, it was just the landscape in which they were doing it wasn't quite suiting to them, if you know what I mean. Now, it was a shame, because that just burnt that bridge.
Yeah, it's like something that people might not want to talk about, but a lot of times when people are trying to talk about building bridges, they're subconsciously talking about burning them at the same time. So yeah, a lot of people, because they get very hyper with their causes, they don't always stop to think about the shadow they're casting with the light they're bringing.
So that used to break my heart, and I used to feel very negative about that. I used to hate myself, but then I drew a line between me and them where I said enough is enough. Nobody can judge me. Nobody gives put an image to me that this is what she is. And I broke all those relationships, and I see myself growing each day once I did that.
Fast forward a few years, I've gone to university now, I've left the area. Once I start coming back to London a bit more, me and Yannick actually just started talking through losing that connection and then finding different ways of connecting with other people. You know, that finding a new way to build that bridge. So it wasn't like the bridge was burnt, it was more damaged. And it needed some very strong gaffer tape. And we found enough tape and we put it together.
I'm so positive now. I can see positive things happening around me, especially with kids. They're happy to see their mother being happy. So my present is so beautiful and so happy with my kids. And I feel that needs to be cherished.
I want to say, actually, Barking in Dagenham is the first place I found where I could where it made me feel like I belong.
Bridge. These stories were collected during lockdown 2020 at a time when people couldn't meet in person.
Well, I hope you recorded all that, because that's going to go out of my head very soon.
And if you need, if there's something else you need me to say, then I can always do that another time.
No, I think I spoke quite a lot there. I said everything that was on my mind. Yeah.
Anyway, nice talking to you. Have a nice weekend, guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Stories recorded by Tara Rutledge.
I might meet you in person, in real life at some point.
Yes, we'll catch up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Music composed by Peter Swaffer Reynolds.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was a pleasure to talk to you both.
You're welcome.
All right, take care.
Thank you for having me.
Edited and produced by me, Nick Walker.
Okay, all the best.
Dagenham Bridge is a collaboration between Creative Barking in Dagenham and Imagineer Productions.
No, that's it. Great. Thank you very much.